Let's face it, no one ever left home to become one with the crowd. No one ever hit the road without a drive and without a need to succeed. No one, never. Because the whole idea to start on your own is to find your passion, to discover something novel, moving, inspiring, to discover something new and extraordinary in yourself, the idea and the business you choose to do. Consider a new role. Find an entrepreneur in you. Take risks. Crave for the new. Build new relationships. Find new energy to break all barriers. Become one with your idea, your passion and belief. Well, since 1999, we have partnered and nurtured more business relationships than any other company. Helping entrepreneurs explore new businesses is not just what we believe in. It has always been who we are. Since Gaurav packed his bags and left off in search of the extraordinary, we have opened and put more businesses on a growth path than anybody else. And the best thing about growth is that it never stops knocking on the doors of successful people. Successful people who are always looking for the right opportunity. We all get a moment with that opportunity. And right now, somewhere around you, right here, there is an opportunity waiting just for you. An opportunity that could lead you on your path for the rest of your life. As franchise Indians every day, everything we do is creating an opportunity for you. Because your growth is our business.
Hello and good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us on this webinar called Business Opportunity Over Chai. Business Opportunity Over Chai is a webinar series presented by the management of Franchise India every day at 12 o'clock in the afternoon with an aim to introduce you to a new business opportunity. Over the last 27 years, Franchise India has helped thousands of investors selecting the right franchise business for them. Today, we will introduce you a very good opportunity with a premium beverage brand which primarily offers fresh sugarcane juice called Fresh Crush. Fresh Crush is a premium beverage brand specializing in hygienic, natural, and refreshing sugarcane juice. The brand focuses on health-conscious consumers, ensuring an authentic, chemical-free, and fresh drinking experience. By leveraging sustainability and minimal processing technique, Fresh Crush maintains the true essence of sugarcane and herbs. This brand is now open for franchising across the South Indian states. In case if you are from, the South Indian states, then of course it is a very good opportunity. To talk more about the business and of course the opportunity, I'm joined with Runima and Irfan, the co-founders of this brand, along with Arjun. Now I would request, Runima, please take the lead and let's help us understand the brand. But before that, let me request all the audience that in case if you, you also have an opportunity to ask questions related to the brand and the business model. In case if you have any question, you please keep on posting your queries into the Q&A box. And we will, of course, come back to you with the answers once the presentation is over. Now, I would request Runima, please take the lead and let's start with your intro and then we'll move on to the presentation part. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Runima. This is my partner, Irfan, and that is Arjun, who is the head of sales for Fresh Crush. We started Fresh Crush four years ago, and it was just after COVID that we decided that we needed to do something different. Something simple and different. I will let Irfan first introduce our team to you, and then we'll take you through the presentation and the brand.
So yeah, we are three founders of Fresh Crush. It's Runima, myself, and Nawaz, who is not with us at the moment. Just a little brief background before Fresh Crush, what we did, just so that everybody understands our background. So Runima comes with 15 years of retail experience. She's built brands from absolute scratch and these brands are over 500 plus outlets across the southern states of Tamil Nadu, and in the sectors such as salon, gyms, and restaurants. So she comes with the most relevant experience when it comes to building Fresh Crush. And yeah, so that is something that we are leveraging as we keep moving forward. And then of course there is Nawaz, who's not with us and is traveling at the moment. So Nawaz is a lawyer by education, and he comes with a manufacturing experience. He's run facilities that used to do sheet metal stamping and auto component parts manufacturing for leading automobile industry leaders. And of course, there's myself. I come with the most irrelevant experience in terms of retail. I'm an ex-military personnel. I used to work for the Indian Navy. I was an officer in the Indian Navy. And just when COVID happened, I decided to do a career switch. And I got out of the Navy and decided to start making sugarcane juice. So that's the story about the founders. And of course, I'm joined by my sales head. There's Arjun. He's somebody I know for a very long time, and he comes also with a little bit of irrelevant experience in terms of sales, but he's a tennis player. He's been one of the best tennis players in the country, and he's traveled the world. And all that is, we are a very unique set of founders, and we have a unique team on board, and that has been very useful. We are able to work in different in terms where I say terrains, but yeah, so we are able to work in different situations, and we're able to pull it off. So that's a little bit about our team, and I'm just going to give you a little story about why and how we started Fresh Crush. Just during the COVID lockdown, Runima and myself, we were like sitting and talking about ideas, and she was also looking to start something of her own, and I was also thinking about starting something as well. So we were looking at ideas. A lot of other things popped up, and then we decided we both love sugarcane juice. That's one thing, and we suddenly it struck us like, why is there nothing organized in this market? Why is there no single player who is able to take this forward? And the only options that we had were street vendors who were giving it to us in such unhygienic conditions. There were flies hovering around the place. The packaging of the juice was bad. It was given to us in it was packed in pouches, polythene bags and pouches, and it was very hard to take it back home to consume it. And there were flies around the area. The machine was open, and there were times like I used to notice that flies going into the crusher while the juice is being crushed. So those were, in spite of us loving the juice, we had massive apprehensions to consume it from a roadside vendor. On top of that, they dilute it with ice, questionable ice, which they just take it in the hand and add it to the juice. It's 70% ice and 30% juice. So, and at the end of this, we're drinking something cold, which is sweet, but nothing that can say that it is sugarcane juice. So we thought about it, like another thing that we did realize when we did a little bit of market research is that over a period of time, like for example, my parents or my grandparents, they grew up drinking sugarcane juice. It's the most widely consumed beverage, and we can date it back to hundreds and hundreds of years back, saying like it's the most widely consumed juice, like lemonade, not lemonade, like lemon water and sugarcane were the most widely consumed juices for generations together. And lemon juice is still up there because for different reasons, and sugarcane lost its sheen over a period of time, and mostly hygiene being a factor which was not paid, which was lost. And my parents also told me like, don't consume that. It's unhygienic. That's questionable ice, etc., etc. So that's when it struck us, saying, hey, there's a problem here. Like, it can be solved. It's not the most difficult of all problems, but there's nobody looking into it. Why can't we organize this, make it cool, at the same time affordable, at the same time attract anybody in the section of or across all sections of our populations. So that's why we decided to come up with Fresh Crush. We branded it. We came up with some exciting colors. We wanted to pop out. At the same time, we are selling an affordable, simple glass of cold pressed sugarcane juice in a super hygienic way. We use our cold press machines, which is closed, and the juice is made in a compartment where there is no way that a fly could enter. It's closed and all that. And our shops are tiny, at the same time nimble, at the same time very hygienic. So that is what Fresh Crush is all about. And to be honest, we are selling more high. We are priced in a similar. We are in the same bracket. If you go to a street vendor today, and if you come to a Fresh Crush, you are getting the same juice. You're getting a better juice from us at the same price as a street vendor, and we are able to do it because we have done a lot of work in the background. We work with farmers. This is the front end. The shops are the front end, but in the background, we work with a lot of hundreds and hundreds of farmers across 8 to 10 geographical locations to spread out our risks in terms of sourcing and a bunch of things that we did. So we are able to sustain prices in terms of being similar to a roadside vendor. So we are, I mean, at this point of time, we are the only sugarcane juice brand with 50 plus outlets across 3 cities at the moment. We have Chennai operations in Chennai, Bangalore, and we have Madurai as well. In fact, we have opened an outlet in Port Blair. That's something that's added on to the list, which we yes. So that's another addition to the number of cities in which we are operating. And how did we get here? That, like, how did we do, like, the toughest job is the back end, like I was saying, and we use state-of-the-art technology. We I also have an engineering background, so I was able to leverage on it after so many years of not using the degree. So so that is something that put my education to some use, came up with some interesting machines which can reduce the dependency on manpower, especially in the processing of the sugarcane. For example, when the sugarcane comes from the farmers to our warehouse, it needs to be cleaned, it needs to be sanitized, it needs to be peeled. So, and we have a capacity that can produce nearly 10 to 15 tons of sugarcane in a particular day. So that is what we are looking at when it comes to our processes and all that. I'll let Runima explain to you why we chose why Fresh Crush is better than any other F&B option or restaurant option that a lot of people are looking at, especially since she has handled and operated a bunch of restaurant chains in the past.
Thank you, Fan. So there's always a volatility in the restaurant industry. Like when I decided we'd start something, a small format retail, wherein the investment was low, wherein we could be nimble, etc. So there were a few concerns that I had, or a few problem statements that we had to address. One being, in a restaurant, there is heavy dependency on your manpower. If the chef is on leave one day, you know exactly when you have changed hands, when a tea master is on leave, when a biryani master is on leave, or even a juice maker is on leave, when a smoothie maker is on leave, you know if somebody else has made the juice. So how do you control that uncontrollable? Next one was the wastage. Wastage hits your P&L really hard in the F&B industry if you don't micromanage. Hence, that was another problem statement. The third one was also, you have so many SKUs in a kitchen that the volatility of the pricing is always scary. So having these three, and there's also one more. In a restaurant or an F&B outlet, there's always a sunk capital because you're doing up a restaurant, you're investing so much in that location, and 80% of your business is location. Now, if it doesn't work for any reason, what do you do with it? Your capital is sunk. So addressing these 4 points, we said, number one being, we said, you know what, we need to cut out dependency on manpower, on skilled manpower. So we tried our best to take the skill away from the job, which means the uniformity of taste is maintained across all 50 stores because the sourcing of the sugarcane, which is our job, is done right at the farmer level. We visit the farms on and off. We ensure best practices are followed when they are harvesting the cane, when they're growing the cane. We ensure we pick the right code of sugarcane for juicing. So hence, from shop 1 to shop 50, you will see the same cane going, and anyone can make it. If a staff is off, the next person can make it. All you have to do is run it through the machine once. So all the raw materials and ingredients is all we need to control. Hence, one concern was taken care of. One problem statement was taken care of. The second being wastage. Peeled sugarcane under refrigeration has a life of 24 hours. and 48 hours, sorry. And if you ensure you are operationally sound and you order the right amount, there's very, very, very little chance of wastage, maybe a 0.5 to a 1%. Hence, taking out one more problem statement, which hits the PNL which may hit a PNL in a restaurant. The third one was, of course, the volatility of raw materials. Here we are dealing with only 2 SKUs, that is lemon and sugarcane. So you don't have to deal with 500 SKUs in the kitchen and the volatility of pricing of one as to another. The fourth point being, we eventually decided after 3-4 months of operations that we are much better off doing a kiosk, because if a location doesn't work, in 6 months, we pick it up and move it to the next place, best place. So there is nothing really to lose once you have invested in a kiosk. The business doesn't go down at all. So addressing these 4 points, we said, you know what, we should do this and only this, and no other juice shop or a tea coffee shop or any other small business for that matter. This is a little bit about why we started, how we started Fresh Crush, why we started Fresh Crush, and how we've tried to automate most of our back-end processes in Fresh Crush to ensure there is least amount of dependency on manpower. I'll leave it to Khan.
Yeah, the most important point that I would like to stress on here, that is manpower dependency. So what we did as a brand, we took, we took the skill away from the job, and it is very important as business owners to place a lot of emphasis on that. By taking the skill away from the job, what do I mean? For example, if the person working in your shop or whatever, any of our shops for that matter, doesn't turn up, it's easy to find a replacement. All they have to do is take the sugarcane and put it in the machine. The juice coming out of it is going to be the same irrespective of who makes it. Even if I make it, if she makes it, or if any of you make it, the output is going to be the same. So there is no stark difference when your regular customer comes, and he's not going to say like, the juice is tasting different today, is the main guy off? None of those problems are going to happen. So that is something that is very important when it comes to handling a business on a day-to-day level. And another thing that we also ensure, like, we make sure we give just-in-time supply of raw materials. For example, if you're placing an order with us, if you want X amount of sugarcane tomorrow, you just have to let us know by this evening, and we work through the night to make sure the exact amount of fresh sugarcane reaches you in your dedicated time of delivery, which varies across all shops, but we do have a regular everyday delivery usually in the first half of the day. So we ensure fresh supplies across all our shops. And as a franchise partner with Fresh Crush, what your job, anybody's job is just like 2 or 3 things for that matter. All you have to do as a franchise partner is take care of the front end operations, which is making sure the shop is hygienic, making sure the staff and the store is open on time, adhering to brand guidelines in regards to the SOP of operations, and making sure you place your orders with us on a regular basis in a timely manner. So that will cover and make, and of course, like taking care of accounts, making sure your finances are okay in terms of receiving, making sure you're tallying your accounts well. And that's all it takes. The rest of the heavy lifting, we take care of it, and we make sure like everything reaches you at your doors, at the store level, and at the doorstep of the store. So, and all that is taken. And another important point, which I would like to emphasize on is, look, in this product, it's a tried and tested product. We are not trying to invent a new product and trying to market it. Sugarcane juice has been in play for the last 200 years, like I also mentioned a little earlier. So there is already an existing high demand. We are just serving it in a more appealing way. So all that it takes is location. If your location is right, and there is no way that you can go wrong. And that is something that we have realized as a brand. And we are nimble. Like, our kiosk is portable. Like, for example, if somebody invests in a kiosk, and if a location is not doing too well, all you have to do is find another location. We take the entire kiosk, and the entire setup end to end, we just place in another location, and it works. It's all about location. It comes down to that. And apart from that, like, we also deal with other products, such as we have our organic sugar that we deal with. We are all constantly working on increasing our product line, but sticking to the core of sugarcane. Like, we have our As we have jaggery based products, we have jaggery powders, we have spice jaggery, we have a bunch of turmeric mixes, we have like a chocolate ragi jaggery mix, and an ABC jaggery mix, and a bunch of other products that we are working on. And there are couple of other exciting avenues that we are working out on as well. So these are benefits that will be passed on to our franchise partners in the immediately. And so yeah, that's pretty much about our story as the journey of founding Fresh Crush. Yeah.
I think we'll leave it to Arjun right now to start the presentation and present the brand. We have said enough as founders. Arjun, go ahead, please.
Hi everyone. Thanks for the very kind introduction, Irfan. So I have been working with Fresh Crush for the past 1 year, and I know Irfan for a very, very long time. And I'm really excited to work in this company. So I'm just going to present to everyone about the company. One second. I hope everyone can see my screen. Yeah. So in just the presentation is going to have a lot of overlap with what Irfan and Runima mentioned about our story and why we started Fresh Crush. But overall, we're joined by a lot of investors here who are excited to know about the brand. The main reason I would want to present this today is that, look, we're all looking for opportunity. We want to see whether there is opportunity to make money in Fresh Crush as a franchise investor. And for that, you need to assess that the demand is actually there for the product and that the business and numbers work out in the favor of the franchise partner. So, repeating a little bit about what Irfan said, we started in 2021 right after the lockdown, and we are a premium juice brand with an emphasis on sustainability and quality. And we are priced almost at the price of the roadside vendor. There is almost very little price difference, and we don't add any ice, water, or sugar. I've been a I've been a sugarcane lover all my life, and I was really excited to see Irfan start this brand in 2021. And I've been an avid drinker ever since. I drink 1 cup of sugarcane almost every day. So you see a huge trend in India right now that we are moving towards more healthy and natural drinks. We are shifting away from carbonated and energy drinks, and I think that's where the opportunity lies for sugarcane juice as a market in India. So this is a little bit of a comparison about how sugarcane juice is traditionally done. So one of the pros is sugarcane juice is very, very accessible to everyone and at a price point that everyone can afford. And it's usually in very accessible locations where there's a lot of foot traffic. But some of the big cons are there's no hygiene. It's served in a very unhygienic way with ice usually taken from the hand and put inside the juice. And if you can recall, most of these vendors come in the morning and they start peeling the sugarcane, and there's no proper cleaning process. The cleaning is done with a knife, so it's not the most hygienic thing to witness. One more thing is that the machinery used by these sugarcane vendors is very subpar. They use very low quality machines where you need to crush the sugarcane multiple times to extract all the juice out of it for them to be profitable. So that's when you compare it to traditional cold pressed juice, like how we are doing at Fresh Crush, it's a very hygienic and organized market. The juice gets crushed inside the crushing machine, and most of the ingredients which you put inside the crusher are clearly visible to the customer before doing it. But one main con is it is expensive, cold press machines, and it's not very accessible. We're talking about quite a bit of heavy machinery. And so the idea of starting Fresh Crush was to get it in a cold pressed model, but do it with sugarcane juice, staying true to our heart. And ideally, usually cold pressed juice only serves a very small portion of the population because of the price point. But of course, that's where we come in. So that's the solution which Irfan and Runima solved in 2021, of course, with extensive research. And Irfan himself made some of the crushing machines and the peeling machines which we use in our godown. But these are the main three things which the brand aims to strive for. So for us, hygiene is at the pinnacle of our operations. We like to give the most hygienic, effective solution for the juice, and we don't want to compromise on quality. All of our juice is crushed right in front of the customer, and it's all contact free. and it's not processed. So the processing actually happens in front of the customer itself. Then there's a lower price point. So traditionally, sugarcane juice in India, it's either available at the roadside vendor for around 20 to 25 rupees, or it's available at a very premium retail establishment for 50 to 100 rupees. We come in between, almost at the roadside vendor. Our price SKUs start from 25 rupees, and that's one unique thing for Fresh Crush. Also, we're there in very accessible locations because we see that sugarcane juice is more of an impulse buy. So you're not gonna plan out your sugarcane juice purchase. Mostly you're having a very hot day and you see a sugarcane juice shop nearby and you want to have juice. So we are placed in very strategic locations. As Ronima mentioned before, we're there in these kiosks. They're 30 square feet in size, and they are maintained in a very hygienic fashion, but they are there in very strategic locations where all the population can access. So they're all there in high footfall areas. And this is a little bit as to why Fresh Crush, we emphasize on hygiene, and we emphasize on soil to soil sustainability. So we have contracts directly with the farmers. We cut out any middleman, or we try to cut out as many middlemen as possible. And we take the sugarcane directly from the soil. We process it in our godown, and then we serve to the customer in our retail outlets. And then most of the crush bagasse, we're looking at more and more avenues to see what we can do with the bagasse. Actually, the bagasse has a lot of uses. So one use we are trying to look into is to crush the bagasse itself and sell it as mulch. So because it's very good for topsoil, it enriches the soil. Hence the soil to soil initiative, which we are aiming to do. And the next is, of course, direct sourcing. We source directly from the farmers and aim to cut out any middlemen, hence ensuring the best price possible. And of course, freshness through the supply chain. We make sure that, so once we get sugarcane in bulk from the farmers, we process it in our sugarcane godown in Chennai and in the other cities. But what we do is we make sure that we peel the sugarcane only enough for the demand for the next day. So ideally, if you're having a fresh crush outlet, we give you fresh cane on a daily basis. We make sure that there's no excess cane given, which make sure there's no wastage. This is some of our products. As Irfan mentioned before, our main product is the sugarcane juice. And some of our other products are jaggery-based products. So we do, in Tamil, we call it Natu Chakare. It's a pure cane sugar, the yellow tin over here. And then we do spice jaggery as well. So this is pure jaggery powder. It's mixed with a bunch of spices like cumin, pepper, and ginger. It's very good when you add it with milk or when you add it with tea. Some of our other products are all jaggery based. It's turmeric and jaggery. It's ABC and jaggery, apple, beetroot, carrot, and it's choco, ragi, and jaggery. So these three products are to be had with hot milk. It's a very refreshing drink on a cold day or even a hot day. And it's much healthier than the alternative of processed sugar. Of course, our last product is, we have a seed mix. You can see on the right-hand corner. It's a 6-in-1 seed mix where we have cucumber seeds, flax seeds, and a bunch of other super seeds mixed with our jaggery. And it's a very, very healthy snack, and it's very tasty as well. This is some of our pricing. So we start from the basic pure sugarcane juice of 25 rupees for 250 ml. And 500 ml is exactly into two of this pricing. So pure sugarcane is 25 rupees, lemon is 30 rupees, and all the other SKUs are 35 rupees. All of these other flavors are all made in-house. We do it ourselves, and it's all handmade, and there's no additives or there's no artificial additives, I would add. The other prices given below is the prices of our jaggery products. So pure cane sugar, spice jaggery, ABC Nutri-Mix, turmeric and jaggery, choco ragi mix, and seed mix. So this is basically what you can expect from a Fresh Crush outlet in terms of the products. Yeah. This is just about how our menu looks in our retail outlets. As Irfan mentioned before, we are there across South India. We have, I think I would say 50 to 51 stores. So in Chennai, we have 35 stores. In Bangalore, we have 12. The rest are in Madurai. Recently, we added a store in Port Blair. It's very exciting for us to see Fresh Crush grow in all these geographical locations. We do two different kinds of models. One is kiosks and one are brick and mortar. So brick and mortar is your traditional rented shop. But as Runima mentioned before, we wanted to solve the problem of sunk cost. And we started doing these kiosk operations from a 30 square feet space. where it makes sure that, you give a location 6 months. In case it's not working out, it's very easy to move. Like the entire setup, we are able to move it overnight. And we are based in very strategic locations, usually outside supermarkets or petrol bunks or in places which has high footfall. So we have partnerships with more supermarket, Fresh Today supermarket, and we do have partnerships with some of these petrol bunks like Bharat petrol bunks. These are some of the photos you can see of our locations. On the right, you will actually see our first ever franchise in Annanagar in Chennai. It's she's a very sweet lady. She's running the shop from her own house, a very profitable outlet. And on the left, you'll see some of our kiosks which are there. There are mainly three things inside the kiosk. You have the crushing machine, you have the fridge, and you have a display table with all our other products, and it serves as a place where the juice can be served. And I'll anyway show a few other photos. These are some of the photos which show our kiosk. In the middle, actually, it's a store in Bangalore. And yeah. So the advantage of having a kiosk is that it's very small in size, but yet maintains that hygiene factor, because most of the customer input which we have gotten from people who have drank our juice is that roadside vendors are also unhealthy because they don't have any place where they can serve the juice. It's mostly done in a small table. But when you're having an attractive kiosk like how ours is, you have at least the sense that, okay, this juice is being served in an environment which is clean, which I think makes a big difference in terms of customer experience. Some other photos of our kiosk outlets. Yeah. Either outside supermarkets, outside petrol bunks, and outside other strategic locations. We do, of course, have a considerable amount of brick and mortar outlets as well. I wouldn't say that one is better than the other, but the only problem with the brick and mortar is you can't change locations. But if you do have a brick and mortar location at a very good location, which works for sure, we do encourage you to go for it, because brick and mortar is definitely, they do well as well, you know. So right now I'm coming into our USP. There are a few different USPs which Fresh Crush offers, and we'll first start with product. The way we serve sugarcane juice, it's done in a very hygienic manner. We don't add any ice, water, or sugar, and we don't do any double crushing. We source our crushing machines from Hyderabad, and they are very powerful machines. We pay a premium price for it, but we make sure the cane goes inside the crusher only once. So when it looks, the customer experience, it plays a big role, because they know that it's not going to be crushed again and again. And most of the ML is extracted from the cane in that first crush itself. So the process itself looks cleaner, and it's done in a very professional way. So that's our USP in terms of the product and how we differentiate Fresh Crush from the local sugarcane vendors. Then it's the process. So this actually delves into the back end. If as a franchise partner, you will only be having to take care of the front end of the store and making sure that the sale is going on optimally at the store. But I'll delve a little bit into our back-end processes. We, of course, source the cane directly from the farmers. That's one thing. And we have an in-house godown which runs 24 hours during the day to make sure that the production is up to the mark. And we have stringent quality checks at the godown itself to make sure that the quality is completely controlled, and all the individual cane which is being packed and sent to our retail outlets are all firstly cleaned, and they're all peeled properly, and they're cut into proper sizes which can easily go inside the crushing machines. We make sure that there is no, as Irfan said before, we try to eliminate any skill in the job. The same cane which I put or Nunima puts or anyone puts, the same juice is going to come out. So that's something which we were very particular on while starting the business. And then we have regular training and audits at each outlet. We have supervisors. So as a franchise, we're going to take a franchise. We have supervisors who visit the franchise store on a bi-weekly basis just to make sure that all the SOP is done. We also have a complete in-house maintenance team to make sure that the machine is running up to the mark. And we have maintenance checks, I would say, once a month to make sure that all the machinery in the kiosk itself is running properly without any issues. And if in case there is any problems with the machinery, or we try to minimize any downtime by making sure the maintenance team goes immediately and makes the machine start working again. And the last I mentioned Kaizen philosophy. It's a Japanese word actually. We are a very hands-on team. Irunima, Irfan, Nawaz, myself, and all the other people in Fresh Crush. We do aim for continuous improvement, incremental improvement on a daily basis. So we try to be as hands-on as possible and make sure that the complete back-end process for Fresh Crush is as robust as possible. This dwells in the USPs of the company itself. It's promoter operated. So Runima, Irfan, and Nawaz are the three promoters of the company. They are very hands-on with their approach, and they are doing this full time. We are completely committed in making this company a big success because we do see a huge market opportunity in serving sugarcane juice and in building Fresh Crush as a company. And we have a very keep it simple approach. As I mentioned earlier, we want to mitigate most of the risk. So generally in a retail outlet, your risk is mainly your location and your risk is your skill. And as we've mentioned before, we take these two things out of it because there is no skill involved in running the outlet itself for a franchise. And most of the times when a location doesn't work, we give it 6 months to a year, and if it doesn't work out, it's very easy to shift locations. So this, of course, you can't mitigate all risk, but we try to mitigate as much risk as possible while starting a business. And we have very strong relationships with our vendors and partners. We're a small team. We're committed to making sure that all the franchises are profitable and as profitable as possible. So we are available 24/7 to make sure that any needs of the vendors or the partners are being met. And so I'll start shedding some light into a little bit of specifics of taking a franchise. How it works is there's a setup cost involved and a franchise fee involved. So the setup and everything is taken care of 100% by the company. The main two commitments the franchise has to do is that they need to give us a viable location and they need to give us staff. So staffing is handled by the franchise partner, and the location finding, the initial location search is done by the franchise partner. We take care of the entire setup process and the training process for the staff as well as the franchise partner. So we do offer single unit franchise options as well as multi-unit franchise options. If you're doing a single unit one, you'll be paying a franchise fee and you'll be assigned one single franchise. Multi-unit, of course, you will be signing the franchise fees and making sure that you're allocated multiple outlets in the areas in which you choose. Just hold on one second. Yeah. And franchising for Fresh Crush, we do a 4-4 model. 4-4 is franchise owned, franchise operated, which means that the franchisor will be investing in all the machinery and equipment, and it will be run as a business under the name of the franchise partner. And the operations are also taken care of by the franchise partner. We as a company commit to making sure that we give you the best possible raw materials to run the shop. So ideally, the flow of how it works is the setup is done and the operations start. On a daily basis, all the raw materials necessary to run the outlet is given by the company to the retail outlet itself. When it comes to cane, cups, bottles, lemon, or any other materials needed to run the shop is directly given to the franchise partner itself in their outlets. And I'll just go in a little bit of the nitty-gritties. So the ownership is by the franchise. The investment is done by the franchise partner. Operations are handled by the franchise partner, the front end of the store. And brand guidelines need to be maintained. The company sets the pricing and the SKUs and the products. And expenses are taken care of by the franchise. Let's say salary or rent, all of that is taken care of by the franchise itself. And the net profit is, of course, at the hands of the franchise partner. We do charge a royalty on a monthly basis. I'll get into that a little bit later. And we feel this 4-4 model is what we feel would be the best opportunity for a franchise signing up with Fresh Crush to grow and generate the most profit. This is some of the technical details. The investment is 6.3 lakhs, 6 to 6.3 lakhs, give or take. So this includes a 2 lakh franchise fee and a 4 lakh investment cost for all the machinery. The main 4 things you'll be investing in is the kiosk itself. It's 30 square feet in size. And then there's the crushing machine. And then there's the fridge. And then there's a display table, as I mentioned earlier. And there's electrical work, branding work, and there are a few other items as part of our SOP. There's some awning, shade. there is a Wi-Fi camera provision, there is a weight machine provision. So all the miscellaneous items necessary to run the shop comes under this price. This includes the price of all the any food licenses or corporation licenses you'll be having to apply for. And we do onboard onto Swiggy, Zomato as well. We'll be helping you onboard onto them. The return on capital investment we see around 12 to 15 months. Funnily enough, some of our earlier franchises, they were able to get their money back within 8 months because they were in very, very good strategic locations. But on average, we see a 12 to 15 months payback period. So the supply, so once the setup is done, the 6.3, we make sure that all the machinery is kept in place to start operations. And on a daily basis, we'll be supplying the material needed to run the outlet. On a weekly basis, you'll be paying for the materials which you buy from us, like the cane and all the other items. And on a monthly basis, we do charge a royalty of 6% per month or 6,000, whichever is higher. So that's our structure of royalty. Your net profit will be anywhere between 22 to 25% net after all your expenses. So it's a very considerable profit margin which you'll be having with our business. Gross profit is around 65% and net will be around 22 to 25%. This is our projections in brief. Our monthly break-even will be around 74,000. So 77,800 will be a profit of 2.58% per month. And this is generally how some of our break-even numbers look. On average, you see that a FreshCrush store will be doing around 1.5 lakhs of sale on a monthly basis. That's what we categorize as a healthy store. So for 1.5 lakhs of gross sale per month, you can expect a profit margin of 25.24% and a return on capital per annum of 72.36%. So you're looking at a 1 year, 3 months or 1 year, 5 month payback period when you're at a healthy number of 1.5 lakh rupees of sale per month. 3 lakhs is generally on the where our very high performing stores like will be having a profit margin of 34.81% per month and a return on capital of 199% per annum. So 3 lakhs is generally where you're operationally at your max efficiency. At that point, you'll probably have to start adding another staff and having to add another machine in your capex. This is the flow of how the franchise sign-up process goes as for FreshCrush. Usually, interested investors, we chat over the phone and this presentation is shared with them. And we discuss on all the operational processes. Then we meet in person. People who are interested after the phone call, we meet in person at our stores. And I explain to them exactly what it takes to run the store. And we explain our backend to them. After that, detailed financial projections are shared to them. You'll be able to see where your costs lie in terms of your gross costs and your fixed costs. And after that, we sign the LOI to secure the franchise because we as a company, we have multiple locations at hand at all points of time. So generally after the LOI is signed and the franchise fee is paid, we'll be able on a first come first serve basis, we'll be able to allocate those locations to the people who have signed the LOI. After that, the location is chosen by the franchise. Either we supply them with a location or the franchise partner themselves, they find a location which is approved by us. And the setup process starts. We make sure that the entire setup of all the machinery is done by the company itself. These are some of the obligations that the franchise will be having. You'll be having to make sure that you run the shop under our brand name and our brand IP. And you'll be having to make sure that the products which you offer at the store is what we offer to you. You can't add any products which are not approved by the company. All legal compliances will be done by the franchise partner, but we will be helping you in applying for all the necessary legal documents. In terms of marketing, so local marketing is taken care of by the franchise partner itself, whether it be like a local sampling event or any local product promotion. The central marketing is done by the company to promote the brand and to promote. We do in our Instagram page and in all our central marketing efforts, we do promote individual franchises as well. And in terms of reporting and submission, you'll be having to report the sale on a daily basis. And you'll be having to, all the business records and all of that will be handled by FreshCrush itself. But from the franchise partner end, whatever information which we will require, they will need to submit it in a timely manner. There's a small change in this. So the franchise fee is done on a 3-year contract basis. The franchise fee is 2 lakhs and the contract length is 3 years. After 3 years, there is a renewal of the contract and a nominal fee of 25,000 is to be paid on renewal of the contract. That brings me to the end of my presentation. I will just.
Thank you, Arjun, for the detailed presentation. If you talk about the core brand attributes, of course, the quality and the freshness, right? Made from locally sourced sugarcane, processed hygienically. That's the best part. Health consciousness, no added sugar, ice, or any artificial preservatives. That's the best part. Sustainability. Sustainability, wastage is recycled into, so of course, zero wastage production. And the accessibility, affordable pricing, and the presence of in high footfall location. That is how we can do. So yeah, so these are the core brand attributes. If you talk about, we have a couple of questions. Runima, if you could just take those questions and answer those questions quickly.
Yeah, Irfan, you want to ask this question?
Yes, I can get this done. Yes, there is a question. Is this fresh juice or bottle? Yes, it is a fresh juice. The sugarcane is kept in vesicular in our fridge, in our stores, and as in when a customer walks by and asks for a juice, it is freshly crushed, and hence the name Fresh Crush. That's where we got our name from. So when it's made to order only, we do not sell bottle juice. It's not bottled and sent out, not at all. And in we do have two options in a store. Like a customer has the liberty of choosing between a glass where it's a 250 ml glass where he can quickly consume it, and it's a use and throw glass where he can take it and leave, or he can take it home in a bottle. Like for example, for our online sales, like when we are on Swiggy and Zomato, we package it in a PET bottle, a 500 ml PET bottle. That's the option you have. It's a neatly packed, branded, self-sealing bottle. So you can take it home. Yes, so that is our the options are. It's not bottle juice. It's freshly crushed.
It's freshly crushed and bottled for takeaway only.
Yes.
So that's only the packaging.
Yes. And the next question is, are these produced from natural farming methods? Yes, the sugarcane that we source are grown in using natural farming processes, and every farm that we take from, we visit them. We make sure we secure that particular area of crop for us for the entire season, and we have a stringent policy of checking what sort of farming practices that they are using, and only then they are with us as our vendors. Like the farmers come on board as our vendors. So yes, we take care of the supplies that way. The next question: which type of sugarcane do you buy? Is there is there any specific breed? Yes, there are about 33 varieties of sugarcane that if you look up, you will find, and out of which only 3 varieties of sugarcane can be used for juicing, and out of the 3, there's only 2 which is the best for juicing. The third is something that we kind of don't pick. So we make sure we are tied up with farms which have these particular 2 varieties. There is a particular code to it. It's something that we look to secure, like, where each farm we make sure it's matching. The reason that we do that, the sugar content in it, the viscosity of the juice, and a bunch of other factors play an important role. So that way, not every sugarcane can be used for juicing. Only 1 or 2 varieties are the best. There's a third one as well, which can be used, which we do not use. So ideally, we are using 2 exact varieties of sugarcane for our juicing. Next question would be, what would you do in case of non-seasonal months? So we operate in the southern states as of now, Chennai, Bangalore, and Madurai. we have only 2 months of off season. 10 months is season for us here. We sow sugar. If you're asking this question from the point of view of farmer, sugarcane juice is available. Sugarcane is available throughout the 12 months of the year, and there is no a particular time where it's not available. We ensure supply, so we are having. That's why we have contracts with farmers, so that our supply is sorted for 12 months in a year. Um, do you scale the skin of sugarcane before crushing? Yes, we remove the skin of the sugarcane before crushing. That happens in our factory where the sugarcane, where a majority of the load of sugarcane is stored and it's processed. By processing, I mean the skin of the sugarcane is removed and then cut into 1 feet long pieces before it is packed and sent out to all our shops on a daily basis. Our dispatches happen every morning at 8 to 9 a.m. and our vehicles go across the city delivering from store to store, depending on what order they placed the previous day. Do you use ice or keep the sugarcane in fridge? We do not use ice. We are a pure cold press juice company, and our sugarcane is kept in the fridge, and the juice that is served is chill. It's not very cold, but it is chill. Yes, so that's what we do. Do you need license for the kiosk? So we do need license for the kiosk. We only need a food safety license for the kiosk. Kiosk comes under the classification of a temporary structure, so we do not need a trade license with the corporation of your respective state. So we only need a food safety license, and that way it is very easy as well. Like trade license is something that is a little expensive to get and a little more complicated to get, but a kiosk does not need it. However, if you are opting for a brick and mortar model, you will be needing a trade license as well, because it's classified as a permanent structure because it comes with RCC concrete roofing. Another question, price of raw material. So we supply our raw material at a cost of 15 rupees a kg to our all our franchises. And yes, that is the price of a peeled sugarcane, 15 rupees per kg. And it comes in a sack of 25 kgs. So we do multiples of 25. So yeah.
So if you're asking for the price of all the raw materials in the, as per the P&L, you need to assign around 30% of it for packaging material and the sugarcane, and another probably 2% for your flavors, 2 to 3% for your flavors on an average. Transport is not free. Transport is included in that 30% itself. In Chennai, we charge you for the transport in our company truck. Per drop, we charge 200 rupees. So whether you're asking for 150 kgs or 100 kgs, the transport fee is priced at 200 rupees.
And what in case if someone is in, the other states like Bangalore or Hyderabad?
Sorry? So
In
right
case,
now, sorry, Bharat.
yeah, please go ahead.
So our franchise is open for Chennai and Bangalore. In Bangalore also, we are doing it in a nominal price as 200 to 250 rupees. We sent it as bulk 4 places in a porter.
All right, great. And we'll just take the last question. What is the lifetime of the bottle?
The lifetime of the juice in the bottle?
Yeah.
Okay, so the juice in the bottle is sugarcane juice is typically quite volatile, but we don't add any preservatives. We add when people take away or they are traveling far, we recommend them that they take lemon sugarcane because that's a natural preservative. Outside refrigeration, it'll probably last you an hour. Inside refrigeration, it lasts you for 3 days. But sugarcane juice is best consumed fresh on the same day itself.
All right.
How much
Great.
juice can be extracted per kg? Per kg, what around 560 to 580
Yes,
ml?
we are looking at about 600 ml, ideally, around 600 ml per kg. That's the amount of juice that can be extracted from our machines. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, in case if anyone would like to get in touch with the brand, my suggestion is you can contact us on our hotline number. I'm just putting it in the chat box, right? And then we can arrange a call back, arrange a meeting with Runima maybe, and Irfan, you can have a discussion in detail. That will be the best idea, I guess. Yep. So I already
Yes.
have shared this in the chat box. It is the 9717683838, or you can write to us at feedback@franchiseindia.in. So that's how you can connect. I mean, I know that it's just the webinar, right? Gave you just the basics of the business model and lots of about what we basically do. But if you're a serious buyer from maybe Karnataka, Bangalore, or maybe Chennai, you can get in touch with our on this number. You can call this number and we will arrange a call back. Don't forget that this brand is already running in multiple stores across Chennai, Bangalore, and Madurai. They have a proven business model, and of course, this is an excellent idea, I would say, no doubt, right? I mean, providing organize, I mean, making it from unorganized sector to organizing that too in a best way, providing a hygiene kind of products to all the sugarcane juice lovers, right? That too, if you are health conscious, right? So that is the best part this brand is doing, right? I mean, this is nothing new. I mean, we have been loving this juice for ages. Yeah. But the way you are presenting it to the all India, consumers is the best part, right? In integrating the technology, the best way of crushing the sugarcane, that's the best part, right? So I think in case if anyone would like to get in touch with us, please call us our number. That is the best part, and we can have a detailed discussion about the location, investment planning, right? How we can take this, and I'm sure that Irfan and Runima will definitely, and along with Arjun, is definitely be there to help you explore every aspects of your franchise business. Yep, as per your experience, because you already been running multiple stores. Yeah, so there will. Okay, just last question from my side. You also do any kind of marketing or something? What is your way of doing marketing?
So what we do is we do a lot of digital marketing and social media marketing at the moment. Uh, for now, the kiosks have popped out the colors we've chosen. So people notice us all the time. But we do a lot of local events, pop-ups. We do events at surf festivals. We do events at we organize a pickleball tournament. So we do a lot of these events which also relate our drink to energy. So events and social media, Instagram, you can find us on Instagram as well, is
Mhm.
what we usually do. Everything happens
Okay.
on the phone
Okay.
these days.
Okay.
People are always looking down on the phone.
True.
So
True.
yeah,
True.
BTL activities don't really work. So
Great. All right. So I think yep, we are running out of the time now. It was a fantastic presentation, Arjun, and also I mean really love to know about this business and the opportunity. Very less investment and very good margin as well as a very long term basis business opportunity. So before we end this show, Irfan or Runima, make in case if you could make your closing remarks for the investors.
Um, well, come join us. It's a very exciting business model. There's a lot of opportunities in this particular space. There's nobody doing it like we are doing it, and we're an exciting team to work with. We come with diverse experience, so we're easy to work with. So we're looking forward to partnering with like-minded people and taking this across different states of this country. So we are also excited about this journey. So yes,
Great. Yeah, thanks so much, everyone, for being available with
thank you.
us.
thank you
Thank you,
so much.
Arjun,
Thank you.
Runima, Irfan, for
Thank you.
the great presentation and the providing the business, great business opportunity providing for the investors in India. I mean, in case if anyone would like to go for it, please contact us and let's do a detailed discussion and let's go for the franchisee business. I would also
Thank
appreciate
you, Bharat.
all the attendees, being with us almost like 1 hour now, right? Understanding the business opportunity, I mean, and also asking questions. That's really, thanks so much, everyone. So that's it for the day. Tomorrow we will again come up with a new brand and we will explore the another business opportunity. Till then, take care and have a nice day ahead. Thank you, Rima
Thank
and
you.
Irfan.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye.